Hello, this is Louis Philippe here in Belgium. It's nearly midnight, Friday the 16th of October, and I just received behind me this fabric that looks a little bit like a mirror. It's a fabric that is to be used on tents. It's now a Kickstarter project from Outback Logic, and they give me this piece of canvas. So it's about 4 by 4 feet, and I still don't know exactly what I'm gonna do. Perhaps I'm gonna use a hat to reflect the sun, or perhaps I'll make a hole here and make a poncho, or just cover my backpack and part of my head. I'm thinking to use coat hangers to perhaps make a structure that will actually be a bit like a large umbrella that I could put a canvas on top. And I'm gonna show you now. I've been testing it to see how reflective it is. Here I have a laser, you can see it here, and when it reflects on white, so white is quite reflective, and this is a quite flat surface. This is what happens on my hand. Where it is, yeah, you can see it. So you can see there's a bit of a point going also on my hand. When I go on the reflective surface here, well, you see it's way more, of course. And now if I use it through the canvas, actually on the red part here, well, you see actually that it's going through the red canvas. Well, when it's there, actually, well, you see it's reflecting on my hand. All the light is reflecting on my hand. So it's very efficient. So before I go to bed, last thing I just thought of is that actually this fabric, so the future tents or anything using that fabric, can be used as safety. So because it's a mirror, if you need to signal someone during the day, you just have something quite light that you go towards the sun and make waves, let's say, with it at someone. And during the night I was thinking, when I I attempted to cross Salar de Uyuni 2 years ago. Well, I was scared of sleeping on the Salar, on the surface, on the salt flat, because some cars and buses drive there very, very fast, up to like 70 miles an hour, so 120 or 130 kilometers an hour. Sleeping in there with your small tent, that tents are usually have a darker color. By the time the lights of the car would light you up, and especially when you sleep in a small solo tent, well, the car would probably smash you and kill you. I know of someone who crossed it, I think, with a bicycle. He put some lights, 3 or 4 lights around his tent during the night, so it would prevent him from being killed, or let's say the idea was to be seen. With this canvas, the lights of the car, they're gonna definitely see them at least 100 meters away, so that's quite safe. So here I put the canvas on my table, working table, and you see, of course, the light already reflecting a little bit on the wall, but when I start moving it, you can see that the light is really even increasing in what's reflecting on my wall. So yeah, I believe no sunlight can go through, and when they're gonna build those tents, it will be very efficient in the deserts. It might be a slightly heavier, because of course there's a new layer on it. I don't know how much weight it's gonna add, but saving that, being in a very hot desert, I'd say definitely above 30 or degrees Celsius will save you a lot to prevent the sun and an extra, let's say, layer of heat to enter your tent. So it could be a life saver, especially if someone gets sick. I would say put the tent on in the desert and put the person in the tent with that kind of canvas. So it can really make a difference, I believe. But of course that will work when the real tent will be there.